In November 1965, a concrete highway was built to link Accra to the industrial city of Tema and, of course, the harbor in Tema. Originally, the motorway, the Accra-Tema motorway, was designed for 100 kilometer per hour speed limit. However, today, in 2023, it will be suicidal, or one will be on a suicide mission to even drive above 70 kilometers per hour. Why? What is accounting for this particular phenomenon? There are a litany of problems being experienced on the motorway. Top of the list is the potholes, which many have described as a death trap. The absence of the street lights, increasing cases of robberies in the event of a broken down vehicle, the increasing number of accidents, i.e. road crashes, and of course, pedestrian knockdowns. We are asking drivers on the stretch what their experience is, because over the past weeks, there has been growing calls or increased calls for the authorities to, as a matter of urgency, fix the Accra-Tema motorway.
The road is very bad. Sometimes when you come here around 4 p.m., the road is very, very bad. Look at the road. You can come out, look at it. Very, 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 I don't know. I don't know whether we have leaders in the country. Someone will say, hey, why are you talking about this government? But government goes to government and comes. Because now, who is the current government on power now? So, honestly, I don't want to say much or mention names. It's really, really bad. It's a dead zone.
I've been using this motor, let's say 10 years. I just want to limit it for 10 years. Trotsky, 3 years. I've been driving on it for the past 7 years. And this is the worst state I've ever seen this motorway. The worst. Because when you are driving, especially when returning back to Accra, because I come back to Tema, go to Accra. When you are using it, especially around 4 o'clock, the traffic on it is something else.
What accounts for this traffic? What accounts for the traffic?
Big manholes. They are not called potholes anymore. They are manholes. And they are very, very dangerous. I remember the last time I was traveling on it in the evening, I burst my back tire. Yeah. This motorway, we are pleading with the government. It should be fixed for us. My major problem is this country, we don't take things serious. We have to change our rules. See, there are no street lights. On the entire stretch of the motorway, there is no one single street light. I learned the road minister stays in Tema. He uses 4x4. I'm pleading with the government. If we can change the road minister's car to a saloon car, maybe he will feel what we are feeling. And secondly, let them also buy some of the spare parts. Because now I can't even, every 3 weeks I have to change my links. Every 3 weeks I have to change my links. It is really, really unfair.
From here all the way to Accra, there's no street light. It's very dark. So when your car spoil here, you are in danger. The last time one of my friend's car just spoiled at where the bridge is. He left the car, the next day when he came, remove all the 4 tires.
So that means the robbery is also going on?
It's also going on here. Very, very dangerous. If your car spoil here, don't be thinking, if you are not able to tow the car to a safer place and you live here, the next day you won't come and find the car.
We'll move to the various sectors where pedestrians typically or would usually cross. It will start from the underbridge between Tema and Ashaiman, where you have the overhead. Of course, to the underbridge crossing, originally designed for cattle to cross. Then you also have pedestrians crossing at the 18 junction end of the motorway, crossing from Spintex to Boteman. And when you go further, you have a lot more people crossing from Manette to Spintex or vice versa. So I noticed that you're crossing from, if I am right, the 18 end. Where are you coming from and where are you heading?
Okay, so I am from the Spintex Road right now. Normally I pick an Ashama or a Temaka and then I get down at the 18th end of it and then I cross. But currently I'm from church, so I use the Spintex Road. and then I paid the taxi. That dropped me at the runabout. There's a runabout in there. So it dropped me there, and then I walked because most of the taxis refuse to come to the end of it when it's about 8 o'clock. They say that the road at the other side where they will have to go back is not good. So they drop us very far away from the motorway, and then we have to walk, get to the 18 junction, and then we cross.
Let's look at the danger of crossing the motorway, especially at this time of the night.
Yes. So the strategy I realized we all used, in fact, I just came to live here 2 months ago. So the strategy we normally use is to make sure that the vehicles are far away from us before we cross. So, you know, these young guys, some of them behave as if they are not afraid of the vehicles. So you see them crossing when the vehicle is almost near. But majority of us normally stay away, wait until the vehicles are very far away before we cross, on both sides. Whether we are from here and we are going to the other side of the motorway, or we are from the 18 junction and we are crossing to the Accra-Tema flats. That's what we do.
Have you witnessed any accident on the motorway?
This week, there has been 3 accidents. I think one happened on Saturday, and then one happened on Monday, and then Tuesday. Because both days, there was a lot of traffic around, and we didn't know what was happening until they said this is what has happened.
You think the motorway has outlived its purpose, and so it should be reclassified, and maybe some auxiliary features such as a footbridge and all be put on it?
Of course, yeah.
Why did you say so?
Because talk of the crossing I was talking about. If we have, let's say, a footbridge, pedestrians can just cross that instead of crossing the main road. Okay, I think it's going to help. There are even times where you see, the cows and all that crossing the motorway. It just doesn't make sense.
Have you ever witnessed an accident on this road?
Yeah.
What was it like?
Several times.
How frequent?
Several times. In fact, I have escaped narrowly from accidents on this road more than 4 or 5 times. More than 4 or 5 times. Because I use this road barely every day. Monday to Saturday. Sunday I come to church at Nongwa. So every day.
Is now observe closely that if you're driving on the inner lane where really the potholes are, when you get to this spot, your options are limited. Either you slow down entirely and navigate the pothole-ridden area, or you are forced to move into the outer lane, or where there really is a danger of driving into another vehicle that is already driving in the outer lane. So really, this is life-threatening. This is an actual danger on this particular spot. There's also the danger of busting a tire due to the level of exposure with respect to the iron rods in the original concrete that was cast as the Accra-Tema motorway.